Time to learn about getting fat. Anyone planning on getting fat in chat? Yeah, sure. Alright, Whaler. Then boy, do I have the channel for you. It's a channel called... Oh wait, no, wrong one. Oh, there are multiple different channels apparently. Wait! Earlier today, this channel was called OK2BeFat. Oh, the @ is OK2BeFat. I think they changed their display name earlier today. Between me opening it and starting to stream. Let's check out their first ever video. It's called It's Okay to Be Fat. To the fat people, an encouragement video. Encouraged to do what? Alright.
So, hi, my name's Allie, and I am...
Fat. Is this like Alcoholics Anonymous?
The creator of OK2BeFat. I have been working on OK2BeFat for, I believe, 3, maybe 4 years now.
And this video is from 7 years ago. What do you mean?
I don't exactly remember. It kind of all blurs together. I wanted to start a YouTube channel. So this...
Is OK2BeFat a website? What do you mean you were working on it for 3 or 4 years? What the fuck do you mean you were working on it for 3 or 4 years and then you... I'm losing it. Okay. She's stepping back from YouTube. The videos are extremely time intense to make. Gotcha. I understand. Patreon has frozen my shit again. Motherfucker. Certain websites obliterate it. I should probably start using a different website for looking at video. Not website, different browser. Okay. Here we go.
So, hi, my name's Allie, and I am the creator of OK2BeFat.
Right. We jump
It's
forward.
a little bit of an introduction to me and my way of thinking about fat activism, and just a little bit of what I want to do or I'm planning on doing. I hope is going to be fun and people will like it. And I just wanted to get like an introduction out there and let people, if they want to subscribe or freak out about it or whatever they want to do.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Just go ahead and get that out of the way. 2 parts. Okay, so first of all...
Hello, Ung, in the YouTube chat. I see you.
Oh, what do I want to do with the channel? I wanted to be able to work on content that was longer, more in depth. I've done
Juicier,
some articles on Medium
thicker,
that I think were good, well received, but
high calorie videos.
I'd like to introduce those ideas to a different audience, to go more in depth with some ideas that I have about the history of fat stigma. Like, why is it like this? How did it get this bad? Like, has it, you know, the answer to the question, has it always been this way, is no. I've done enough reading to know that for sure.
Oh.
And so I think when we answer the question...
Damn, back when we lived like fucking animals, there was no fat shaming.
Has it always been this way? And the answer to that is invariably no. Then when we search for those answers, we can get an idea of what we can do to change things going forward. And I would really like to work on that and to be a part.
We need an end to abundance.
Part of that. In-depth kind of dives into hit topics that I think are interesting. Maybe a little bit debunking here and there. I've done some of that in the past, and it's always interesting. And then just...
I'm something of a debunker myself.
Some messages
Sorry,
for
debunker.
fat people around It's not self-esteem because, I mean, self-esteem is part of it. Self-esteem is an answer to a problem that is internal. And fat stigma is not an internal problem. It is an external problem that is imposed on people from outside themselves.
Whence comes it?
Another thing that I want to
Have
get
you thought
into
about
is to
that?
be able to give people some encouragement and to be able to say to people things that I wish someone had said to me.
Okay.
So that leaves a question, or
What-
segues.
What do you wish people would have said to you?
That segues well into the question I'm not sure that I've gotten into in the past very much, but the question of what does it mean to say it's okay to be fat? There's
All
the
right.
whole channel, all the content is created with the idea of telling people that it's okay to be fat. So why? And like, what does that mean? In the course of the activism that I do,
It means you are fat and you want people to not think badly of that, I would suggest, at its core, but we'll see.
or it occurred to me that if, like, what would have been most useful for me, like when I was a teenager, when I was in my early 20s, when I was like really at a super low place and really vulnerable, like what would I want?
I was vulnerable, and there he was, Ronald McDonald, with his comically large arms stretched out straight into my mouth.
From someone, and what occurred to me is that
Hello.
what I really wanted.
Hello, Chudwords. You guys missed some incredible Ian Danskin lore. Does Chud know that Ian Danskin, Innuendo Studios, is taking a vacation in Japan? From September to October, no specific dates. Is he aware of this? I think he'd enjoy if he's not.
People to say,
Chud knows. Very good.
or didn't know that I needed people to say, was that it's okay to be fat, that it's okay, who you are is fine, you don't need to change yourself, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yes. The friend Ian Danskin mentioned on Blue Sky is a friend in Japan who he's going to visit.
Like, you haven't done anything wrong, you're not some kind of body criminal, like nothing is wrong with you.
Body criminal! That's fucking sick as fuck! I would put on my weight again if I could be considered a body criminal. That's fucking tight. That's cool.
The way that people are treating you is not something that you have brought upon yourself. That is something that those people are choosing to do.
What's the scoop here? We're just looking at fat people on YouTube. Perhaps not as topical and juicy, perhaps maybe as what I imagine Chud's looking at, but look. There's definitely some real meat to it.
To you. And that's wrong. And that's what I would have wanted to hear, because I feel like when I was younger I had a lot of anger and pain, and that was really internally directed at myself, because
I want to be radicalized into a pro-fat terrorist. I should have been directing it at others.
because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. I didn't have
Tim is preparing for when his food channel pops off. Already is. As of today, my food channel has hit 50 subscribers.
any idea that there was
The glutton of Gaza.
such a thing as fat activism, although there was. I mean, it's existed since the 70s, as an offshoot of feminism and queer liberation. But I didn't know about it. I hadn't heard about it. Nobody told me about it. I found it in my 30s when I was on the internet, and it would have been such a life changer. It would have really changed a lot of things in my life, Because
It's a secret. If I tell people here, people will subscribe and then not watch it, which is really bad, which is damaging, I believe,
because it has
to your chances in
and
the
I
algorithm.
just like for the better. No one said these things to me when I really needed them. I just had to muddle through, and I went through a lot of damage and pain because I didn't have access to someone to tell me that there was nothing horribly wrong with me.
Not yet. The thing with fat is, though, there will be.
And I do think a lot of people need that. And that's
How's your liver? Had it looked at recently?
why the base message of OK2BeFat is that it is okay, and that there's not anything wrong with it.
Nothing.
That there's a
Nothing.
range of sizes.
It's a full-on one. It's a full-on one.
People going from very thin to very fat, and that's absolutely normal.
If it was normal, you wouldn't call it very thin or very fat. There's a range of sizes from rail thin extreme anorexia to morbid deranged obesity, and all of that's normal. No, it's not. Otherwise, this is normal. Is that a fucking reference to that shit game I played?
Very short people and very tall people, and that human diversity is.
Who got this for me again? Genuine dementoid that people say no one said this. This is a time capsule. People will always say no one said this. No one compared it to intrinsic traits that you have no control over. Yes, they fucking did. Right here!
Sister OK2BeFat, the streamer of 50 Swedish kronor superberry. She had a name channel called Harmful Bacteria.
Harmful Bacteria.
Opinions, Skeptics, Gamergate Grub. Wow.
Skeptic's Kitchen. Is he cooking anything? Did he get over his money woes or whatever when he was like suicide baiting in his YouTube posts? Did he do that? Was that him?
Is a wonderful thing, and that we shouldn't expect people to be the same size, because that is
Tim, he killed himself. Well, that's where else was the content gonna go?
that's a ridiculous thing to expect. Why would that be true when people aren't the same hardly anything else? That's the basics. I'm already keeping a list of topics.
There's only so long you can say, like, there is no heaven or whatever. Go check.
I'm sure I can hear people typing right now about health. I'm sure we'll get into health. But
we're not doing the BMI videos. We're not doing Batman's nipples. What I need what I need is some advice. Advice for the newly fat. And you might need it too. Alright?
hi everybody, it's Allie from OK2BeFat.
It's my favorite reality show, Newly Fats. That would be so good.
Today I'm back to do another Big Fat
MTV's Newly Fats.
Questions. So today's question is, what advice would you give to a newly fat person? This one's a little tough for me because I've been...
When are you newly fat? Are you newly, like, what weight do you have to, what threshold do you have to cross to be fat? And if you go below it again, are you no longer fat? Or is it like when you're over this weight, you're fat and you're newly fat, but you don't just have to cross it down, you have to get like 20 pounds below the threshold you crossed, you know, like a buffer. So that once you're in, you're locked in for a while.
Fat basically my whole life. Fat in the way that, like, people...
I was born a young fat boy. Louisiana.
treated me like I was very fat before I really even was very fat.
What is this? That's not. I was obesity passing before while I was merely overweight. Okay.
Have had to put a little bit of thought into this. So what advice would I give a newly fat person? When you're a fat child, it can leave you with a lot of like scars.
There's stretch marks, not scars.
It's not a surprise the way that people treat you. And for some people, you develop strategies for dealing with the bullying and the teasing and the ways that people look at you. Trying to make people laugh was one of the things that I would do. Just to get people to...
Can I have an example of how you did that, please?
Think that I was charming, or to just deflect or distract. If there's going to be humor, having it be all directed at me and have me be the butt of the humor, which was a thing for a really long time for me. But it's a thing that you have a lot of time to come to terms with. If you became fat tomorrow, people...
Thank you. Sorbet's a chunky animal.
Maya Chavez,
Cobby.
PhD, has become
Cobby.
a member. Needs more chunky animals.
Thank
9
you,
months
Manos.
gang.
Manos' Hands of Fate. That's a classic. You don't know about it?
would be just as cruel to you as they are to me. You would be just as discriminated against as I am. You might not be ready for it. I mean, who's ready for that? You wouldn't have strategies.
I was a chunky kid, and I think I only got like mocked for it literally once or twice ever.
There's a lot of reasons why people gain weight like later in life. People gain weight because of aging. People gain weight because of pregnancies. People gain weight.
Did you?
Because of medication or illnesses, or they just do. These are things that can happen. If you have a extremely rapid weight gain, that can be a sign that you have an underlying medical condition.
True.
You should get that checked out. But, you know, if you've already done all that, you know, because there's instances where people need to take medication that's vital to their, like, well-being that can cause weight gain. My advice would be to not get so, oh no, the battery, I'm gonna stop it. Okay, I'm back.
Oh, I thought this was a metaphor. She literally means the cameras.
A lot of times when we're talking about fatness, we get into a lot of discussions of blame. There's a lot of people who are very invested, for reasons that make a lot of sense, in expressing, it's not my fault that I'm fat.
True.
I encourage you not to do that.
Based.
When we talk about blame...
Correct. Except she's not going to go the angle the rest of the world will go in.
And...
Don't think of it that way, because that frames it as a failing. Right? Don't say it's not your fault. Because it's good!
And fault. If we say, I'm taking medication and that's why I'm fat, so it's not my fault, what we're leaving open is the rhetorical space for people to say, well, these bad people over here, it is their fault, so they deserve everything that they get.
What, like diabetes?
I don't believe that that's true, and I hope that you don't either. This is the same thing as like healthy versus unhealthy. That's a whole ball of wax we don't have time to unpack. But when fat
you're gonna talk for 20 minutes, I think we do.
People say like, well, I'm healthy. You may be, depending on the definition of health. But some fat people aren't healthy. In some ways, I'm not healthy. I have chronic pain issues and other issues, and so
in your joints, perhaps?
So you leave the door open to say, well, these are the good people and these are the bad people. And I really encourage you not to do that. It's natural. It's not bad to have these thoughts. It's natural to feel that way because the world is very invested in blaming fat people. And it is a very understandable reaction for people to want to not be blamed or to try.
There's a lot of literal investment in making people fat as well, though.
To
literal dollars.
Deflect some of the stigma by insisting on their goodness in the face of stigmatization. But the thing is it doesn't work in the idea that it hurts other fat people, which it does, but also it doesn't work. Then
Bariatric Solidarity. That's going to be my new hardcore band.
People won't believe you. Most people who are fat phobic have definitionally defined health as not fat. You can insist on your own health, whatever that means to you, and health is different for different people. People may not believe you. It's likely that they won't. That is it's a dead
Thank you, Sister
Sister
Godiva.
Godiva fed the streamer a 50 Swedish kroner superberry. Oh, you think FT is your ally. But you merely adopted the fat. I was born in it, molded by it.
Molded from it.
And I think what is more useful, in my opinion, is to say, well, these assumptions that people have about fat people, all the negative stereotypes that people have, the mean jokes, the way that people are treated, these things are wrong. It's wrong to treat people this way. It is not okay. It's not nice. It's not kind.
I want to hear specifics, because the specifics are where this gets fun.
It's extremely cruel to single out an entire group of people for ill treatment.
Single out an entire group of people. Wonderful phrase.
Based on what they look like. Because you can't possibly know if a fat person is healthy or not just by looking at them. And it's none of your business. Rather than taking on...
I don't want to see it. Go... Be fat in the privacy of your own home. Don't subject me to it, okay?
On the blame and shame of the world, that to really try to focus on understanding that this is a social stigma. It is what in the literature they refer to as a spoiled identity. A spoiled identity is an identity where people can tell by looking at you. It's discredited. It's a discredited identity as well as being spoiled. Just by the virtue of what you look like, you are already...
I am a spoiled, discredited fat.
Discredited. And that is not right. And it's not fair. And it's not reasonable. When people treat you in a fat-phobic way, to understand that that is a them problem. And
in 2025, that would be an anti-Semitic dog whistle.
Not a you problem, right?
She gets the pass because this was 5 years ago.
Right? Thin, fat, short, tall, you are the person you are. Whether or not I cut my hair short doesn't change who I am as a person. Whether or not I lose or gain weight doesn't change who I am as a person. But people think that it does. And just hold tight to the idea.
It might be related to who you are as a person, or even caused by it, though, mightn't it?
That is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous thing to think. To think that because some people are smaller than other people, that those people are better? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. Whether or not you consider your fatness to be something that is your fault or not, that's off the table. But the fat phobia that you may or may not experience, that is not your fault. In the same way that a queer person experiences homophobia, that's not their fault. Queer people are allowed to exist. The people who are homophobic are the ones who have the problem. And
we need to ban fat conversion camps.
The same for fat phobia. The people who have...
I just realized there is 100% a fat pride flag, but I don't know what it looks like. Like, there has to be one. There's a fat fetish pride flag. That's pretty good. The fat fetish pride flag is Neapolitan ice cream. That's pretty good. Right? Okay.
Fat phobia are the ones who have a problem. Now, you're going to start to have some issues. People will probably say things to you. I don't know why people think it's okay to do this. It is not. People will do it. Helpful scripts for that are generally my way of dealing with fat phobia in person is to, because what a person is expressing is that they're uncomfortable with fat people. That's not my problem. I'm not gonna take that discomfort and hold it. I'm going to be like, this belongs to you. And just give it right back to them. If people say things to me, I will just look right at them and be like, why would you say that? Why is that funny? And then...
I don't just randomly be mean to people. If you've put out a video, you've created something and made it public in a way that it is not equivalent to you. It is a creation. And to me, the rules of engagement with that shit are different to like seeing a person in real life. If you decide to put yourself into that, you've taken down all force fields from yourself and made yourself fair game. In real life, I wouldn't just randomly say the shit about someone that I would about someone who's willingly put themselves out there in a piece of media. But if I did, and they responded to me like that, I would literally roll around on the floor laughing, probably. I don't think I'd be able to stand up.
Say nothing. You don't have to explain yourself. We have fat people in a rhetorical position where just random strangers, your coworkers who you don't know.
If you put me in a rhetorical position, I will defend myself.
Very well. Friends of friends or people on Facebook may say things to you like, "Oh my god."
Nikolai, it's a fat fetish flag. It's not the fat people pride flag. So I think it being kind of jokey and silly may be part of it, and it be real at the same time.
You like getting someone. Those people are being rude.
Does liking the stream do anything? Sometimes I see people suggesting doing that, but I don't know if... Do likes on YouTube do anything? I don't want the fat fetish pride flag. I want fat acceptance pride flag. Let's try that. There's the 9-gag fat pride flag that's a burger. There's also one that's like orange, peach, pink, and white. Lame. Lame.
And they don't actually have the right to say that to you. I mean, they can, but you don't have to answer questions just because people ask them. So why would you say that to me? A good like, huh, okay, and then nothing. You want to make...
You're a big fat retard, aren't you? Huh. Never thought about it that way.
Make the person... the discomfort that they're trying to push onto you, you want to make them experience that, so hopefully they don't do it again. There have been instances where people have assumed that I was pregnant. In those situations, I don't excuse the person. If they say that they're sorry, I am just like, okay. I try to hold them in a space where they are uncomfortable. If
someone assumes you're pregnant, just say, you really think someone would sleep with this?
Express reason that I hope that they don't do it again. I don't care, but some people do. And so when people express that to me,
and genuinely, you're probably going to hit someone back harder by amplifying what they're doing and doing it to yourself and making them feel responsible for that. You'll probably get someone way more with my suggestion than with her suggestions.
My goal is to have an experience with them where they understand that they're not supposed to do that at the end of it. And so I would just be like, no, I'm just fat. And then just stare at them. People melt down when you do this.
If you said it, depending on how you said it, I might take that as a joke and it would reinforce my belief that you're pregnant.
You're not following the social script. The social script is that fat people are supposed to apologize. They're supposed to explain. They're supposed to tell you how they're trying so hard not to be fat. Well, you don't have to do that. You don't owe anyone that. You don't have to explain what you eat. You don't have to explain how many times you exercise. You don't have to explain what medication you're taking, where you go, what you do, none of it. That's nobody's business. If you would like to talk about things, obviously you can, but don't feel like you have to just because people feel like they can ask. People ask a lot of things that they shouldn't. That's one thing. Number two, you're probably going to need a doctor plan because one of the worst problems of fat phobia is the experience of medical discrimination. So if you gain a lot of weight through taking a medication...
Hey, are you fat? Advice number 2, if you're obese, stop trusting doctors. Don't listen to them. They're all bigots. Let's go. This is amazing. I wish I found this 5 years ago. Actually, I wouldn't have been able to make videos on it 5 years ago. I wish this video was out in 2014.
Hostile. That's just hard. I mean, there's not a lot of good tips for that. My biggest tip for doctor issues is take a thin person with you. If you have
this is my comfort anorexic.
Ability to take a thin person or cis
Thin allies. Thin allies.
white man like my husband, if I take him to the doctor, they don't say shit to me. They won't do it in front of him. And he doesn't even say anything. He just sits there. That's all they need to not do the thing. So you know what? I'll use that if I need to. I'll take a very bossy friend who's thin. I'll take, people that I obviously don't mind being in the doctor's office with me. There's a couple of people that I'm like, that's okay. Generally, doctors want to get you alone before...
What the? This is schizophrenia. Wait. Bring a really thin friend, because doctors work on averages. If you weigh twice as much as a normal person, you bring Eugenia Cooney with you. On average, the average weight of a person in that room is healthy.
I'm like, that's okay. Generally, doctors want to get you alone before they start really hectoring you. You don't have to let them weigh you. I've gotten a lot of pushback on this, but I don't let doctors weigh.
Have you considered that what's happening may not be that they are scared to do it with a white man there? It might be that they feel telling you what you need to hear could be embarrassing if there's an audience for it, and they're sparing your feelings. Right? It could be could essentially be like an extension of bedside manner.
I have not for years. I find if they see the number, they tend to freak, and that's all we ever talk about. And I don't go to the doctor to talk about my weight. Sometimes just denying them that number will be helpful. There are instances where weight is a factor for medication. They should tell you that, and they will. Most places, it's just this routine thing. They want you to jump on the scale, and you have the right to say, I don't want to, and see what they say. Most nurses are just like, okay. They don't care, right? This is their job. This is their Tuesday. So you don't necessarily have to step on a scale if you don't want to. It's a thing you can also try out in small steps. You can try it, see how it feels. At first, when I was trying this, I was like...
Just agree to put one foot on the scale. Just put 1 foot on the scale.
Underscore fed the streamer $2 super berry. Tim brings someone with long hair to the doctor.
Oh, do I have to be weighed? Oh, can I not be weighed? And I would get a lot more, well, you really need to, blah, blah. Generally now I express it as a statement. I do not want to be weighed. They have less time to argue with you about it, and they're just trying to get you in and out. Although I'm not sure if the person who asked this is American or not, so this is specifically American focused because that's the only healthcare I have any experience with. If doctors refuse to help you, it is okay to feel bad about that. I do. I make another appointment, try to find another doctor. When I had the issue with Planned Parenthood and there was a fat shaming incident and they sent me, please fill out this survey.
What? I presume she was fat shamed at Planned Parenthood?
Email. I told them exactly what happened. And you could do that too. There are
Okay, we have something to search. Ah. What is he shaming? Fat shaming Bill Maher and James Corden. Is it possible for fat people to lose weight? Dieting is failure. Excuse me? What is this hour-and-a-half long video? Faketopia, a fake fat acceptance documentary.
Hello, friends. Did you see a picture of a fat lady?
Bro,
Clothing options, most of them, depending on where you're counting fat at and what country you're in. A lot of them may be online. If you are not a femme or feminine person, it's a little harder, but you can still do things like, if you want to wear masculine clothes and you have the ability or the money to do this, like, you can have things tailored. Masculine clothes are hard because I don't wear masculine clothes. That's a world that I'm not very familiar with. If that is something that you do want, I would recommend following OK2BeFat, because they do a really good job with that.
OK2BeFat.
Luckily, I think with masculine clothes, there is more of a size range that's available in stores to try on. The big and tall seems like it's a little bigger and taller than some of the traditional offerings for feminine clothes have been.
Just gain more weight.
If you see someone who is fat, who dresses a way that you like want to emulate or that you like, you can ask them where they got their clothes. Fat people love to talk about where they get.
Hey, where'd you get your clothes? They're fucking huge. That doesn't count as fat shaming. Damn, I didn't even know they made muumuus that big.
Clothes, because
sick muumuu, where'd you get it?
It's such an issue. If someone's like, oh, where did you get that? I'm like, oh, let me tell you about all the places. I've built up a wardrobe over the years, but the way that I started doing it was because I was following fat people that looked like kind of how I wanted to look, and then I would look where they were getting their clothes from. And that's something that you can do. Plus size offerings in stores, especially for feminine people, it's just brutal. And I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to shop online, and I get that. But most plus size online stores have pretty good return policies, so you can order things and send them back. Once you learn your measurements and
Normally it's just like the crotches of stuff that have the protective strip for when people try it on. At Fat Warehouse, the entire inside of the clothing is coated in rubber to stop the inevitable sweat stains.
like what styles work for you, you may find that you don't even need to do that much. I don't really have to send stuff back very much anymore. Follow fat positive people on social media. The world will put a lot of fat phobia in your face. If you are a person in this culture,
and surprisingly high calories in fat phobia, apparently.
Fat or thin, you probably have some internalized fat phobia. It would be like impossible not to, right? Like, you are soaking in it. It is everywhere. If you feel bad or you feel guilty about it, try to be gentle with yourself. And then just understand that the process of unpacking a stigma that you may not have thought about before, it can take a long time. And that's okay. It's okay to have days where you feel bad about yourself. It is okay to not love being fat. It's okay to feel however you feel about it. That it is important, I think, to try to counter some of those social messages which are going to be uniformly negative, let's be honest, with messages that are positive and affirming. And to see fat people who are happy, who are joyous, who treat fatness like it's a gift, who treat fatness like it is rapturous, and that like the life of a fat person can be glory.
Nah, I'm good. Part I'm on board with. Don't randomly be fucking cruel to someone in real life because they're chunky. Sure. All of this? No.
That can be very life-changing. That can be emotionally sustaining in times where you may be facing structural discriminations that can be very hard to deal with. Having those places where you can go, look.
Translation. She's talking about stairs.
Get pictures of other fat people, not to be like, oh, that person is having a great time and I feel bad about myself and so like therefore like I'm doing it wrong. You're not doing it wrong. You can't do it wrong. You're fine. You're not doing it wrong. But just to feed yourself positive messages.
Don't use this kind of language. Instantly fucking hang on. Oh. Hang on. It'll be worth it, maybe. It might be worth it, kind of, maybe, possibly. Alright? Just give me some time. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. This is taking way too long. It's not actually that funny.
Doing it wrong, but just to feed yourself positive messages. The positive messages will start to give you an opportunity to have a different narrative. Holidays can be a major issue. Family members can also be a major
Christmas, everyone's gonna think you're Santa.
issue. Those things are kind of intertwined. Once again, you are allowed to have boundaries about what you will and won't talk about, and you are allowed to choose whether or not you want to engage with people who are behaving in that way. And it doesn't have to be a fight, you know, with your family members. You are perfectly within your rights to say, I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about some other thing. Let's talk about Debbie's kids. Let's talk about your dog.
You want to call me fat? Let's talk about your kids. That would probably change.
Talk about.
She doesn't mean like that, I presume, but it would probably change the tone.
His job, or, you know, anything. I hope for people that they have families that are not intrusive about their size, but a lot of people don't. People believe that they are doing something loving by engaging in like pretty aggressive fat phobia towards their family members. It's not loving. Loving someone means treating them the way that they want to be treated, not the way that you want them to be treated.
Right, but they could be doing that.
And if someone says, please stop doing that, and you say, I'm doing it for your own good, even though it hurts you, that is abuse dynamics. People should not be treating you that way.
I thought she was going to say Holocaust, but I can see from the transcript it's holidays. Alright, okay. me getting arrested because my child didn't want to eat the antibiotics and making them do something that they don't want to do is abuse.
Holidays can be hard because there's going to be a lot of diet talk and a lot of fat talk almost everywhere, depending on if that's an upsetting topic for you. I recommend just having scripts, making sure you protect your boundaries. If that's not something that you're used to, it can be a little explosive at first, where you're just like, no. Try to express your boundaries before you get to the point where you're hollering. That's something I've not been great at in the past.
Hollering.
But you have every right to be
She's gonna holler.
Talk about this and leave the room. Or get your phone out and just start aggressively scrolling Twitter. Like, you're talking, Grandma, but I am obviously not listening. And when they stop talking about dieting, put your phone down, re-engage. I had to switch out the memory card. I am just having a day. The light didn't work. Oh my God. But we're gonna do it. I'm stitching it together. Big fat questions. We're doing it. Family can be hard. Or people who've known you for a really long time. People who are used to seeing you in a certain way sometimes can project a lot of their own discomfort onto you. I think, you know, you have the right to say, like, you know, Mom, I love talking to you on the phone, but I really don't want to talk about this topic. Can we talk about something else? And if your family member won't, like, let it go, just be like, well, I'll talk to you later. And then hang up, call them again in a week. Hopefully your family is affirming and willing to...
Call your family once a week and they just go, fat! And you hang up.
To express their concern and love for you in a way that is affirming and loving, and not in a way that is influenced by the fear that fat phobia brings into people's lives. Like, people who normally would not treat their friends and family and loved ones in ways that are almost mean and borderline abusive can get so frightened by the rhetoric around things like the obesity epidemic and, you know, telling people that people are going to die. Like, fat.
I wonder if she considers it's considered like an obesity epidemic to be propagandistic fear-mongering or something.
People are constantly threatened with death. It can cause people who normally would never treat you, they wouldn't treat you in a way that makes you feel bad, or they wouldn't be mean to you. It can cause them to be so fearful that they will do things that they might not otherwise do. And people who aren't nice to begin with, it just gives them an excuse. That's something to look out for. If, you know, holidays and things like that are tough, have a holiday or two at home. It's not gonna kill you. It's not gonna kill them. You can limit your time. The whole like sprint from November to January is a little tough because people get so obsessive around holiday eating and the ways that people are behaving. That can be like a rough time of year. Just take care of yourself. You know, you can turn it off.
Okay.
And when you treat, you are embodied in the body that you have. And
Gotcha. Let's try another video. I was recommended a video from her called Metabolism. Trigger warning.
You keep
Calories.
saying diets don't work, but I've lost 5 pounds a bunch of times. I'm on a great lifestyle wellness cleanse diet fasting plan, and all I have to do is just stay on it forever. It's simple. Stop making excuses.
okay, but the definition of diet working is that it should keep working, right?
Looking after your diet works forever. What your diet is might not stay the same forever. Probably shouldn't.
No excuses.
You know, fine. Come back to me in 3 years. Let me know if that diet's still working for you then.
So this is the why would I take a shower? I'm just gonna get dirty again. But that model doesn't even work for losing weight because you can have a deficit and then go to maintenance. That's a real thing. People do it all the time.
Just do it forever until you die. Nothing is more important than having a body that conforms to arbitrary cultural
They ain't. Come on, man. You know they're not arbitrary.
standards.
Because it won't be. Sorry.
Wait, what won't be? Why even pay off my debts? I'm just gonna ignore the next audio. It blows my fucking mind that Ian Danskin admitted that he just didn't follow up on the audit. He complained about it once and then just left it. It blows my mind. That Ian admitted one of the reasons he's in debt is because he didn't open his fucking mail.
For the purposes of this video and all my videos and everything I say on this topic ever, calorie restriction is dieting. You could call it a lifestyle change, you could call it a cleanse, you can call it wellness, you could
Right, is this 21 minutes of if you say diet, it has to be a calorie deficit, or you're not dieting? Or you don't have a controlled diet, what you're doing isn't a diet? Is that what it's going to be? If you're on a calorie deficit forever, you die. Idiot. Therefore, I should eat 5,000 calories a day. No. Come on. Is it going to be that?
call it whatever you want. Calorie restriction and monitoring is
And
dieting.
Monitoring.
Your lifestyle change that includes calorie restriction quacks like a diet. It's a diet. There's duck feathers everywhere. We all know it. I know it. And you know it too. You may be asking yourself, why is she wearing a squid hat? And the answer is, because I felt like it. We all know someone
It's not even made of fucking felt. Not even a pun.
who eats a lot, doesn't really exercise, and yet remains thin. And we all know someone who stays fat no matter what they try.
Nope. No, I don't. I've known people who say that, though. There's a difference.
Sure, they may lose some weight, but they always gain it back. Why does this happen?
Because they don't stick... They go for a calorie deficit. And then they go for... Then they eat fucking too much. They eat less than they expend, and then they eat more than they expend. So it comes back.
Set-point theory tries to answer this question by proposing that each person has a level of body fat that is normal for that individual person. That level of body fat is their individual set point. And this level will be different for different people. If less than 1% of diets result in permanent weight loss,
check out my video on the rates of diet failure. They're very high.
Then there has to be a different explanation for people being different sizes, other than just some people are bad and wrong and...
You're right. The explanation is most people are bad and wrong.
Should
Easy.
be yelled at forever, every day of their lives.
Hey, fat girl. Can I tell you a little secret?
Help. 10 out of 10 Riz, by the way, from Super Meat Boy.
Oh, yes. Kind stranger, please bless me with your wisdom that I certainly didn't ask for and haven't received already from a million other random strangers in every conceivable situation and which I certainly didn't ask for.
Do you think she's able to walk to the bathroom? I ask because there's a toilet roll behind her in what is ostensibly her office. And it's not on the desk. It's not the nose-blowing toilet roll.
Just gotta stop drinking soda. Yup. Me? I stopped drinking soda, and I lost 7 entire pounds. That's all it takes. You just have to have the willpower to put that 2-liter bottle down.
I don't even drink soda.
Are these the years before 0-calorie Coke?
I mean, if you put enough bourbon in, it's barely even a mixer. More like a little light flavoring at that point.
Okay.
Yep. Just stop drinking all the soda that I'm imagining that you drink, and you could lose 7 human pounds. Just like
A lot of fatoids are drinking full-fat soda. Come on.
did. Finger guns, finger guns, finger guns, finger guns. Yes.
Okay, firstly, you're still a drawing, and you don't even weigh half a pound.
True.
So,
She's got him
a little
there.
skeptical of your research. Besides, I don't understand why this keeps coming up. Because I could lose 7 pounds, and literally no one would notice, including me. And so I don't understand why weird.
You'd only lose 7 pounds because you'd make up for, like, if you drank a bunch of soda and you stopped, you'd eat something else instead.
Weird and very aggressive strangers keep bothering me about this.
Bro, 1 unit of alcohol is 100 calories, right? It's massive. Massive, massive calorie intake.
These are not the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
Stay away from me.
If we say that fat people can just make themselves thin by eating less, then it would make sense that...
How many days was this recorded across? Is every take bringing her to exhaustion such that she has to wait another day to record?
thin people should be able to eat enough to make themselves fat if they wanted to. Does it work that way? Well, no, not really.
Yes, it fucking does. Yes, it does. Yes, you can.
In the 1960s, Dr. Ethan Sims wondered if the metabolic differences between fat and thin people were caused by different amounts of body fat, or or if it was the metabolic differences that caused the people to be different sizes in the first place. Basically, up until...
If you want to put on weight, you can. This is not going to disprove that you can put on weight if you want to.
No one had ever stopped to wonder which came first. The fatness chicken.
Oh my God.
Look at this chunky clucker. Or the metabolism egg. Metabolism.
Is that what metabolism looks like?
Yes, it is. This is what a
What does the person that voice comes from look like?
metabolism looks like. It's these shapes.
Even the little bar-shaped one?
Mm-hmm. That one too.
What's the curly one?
It's vaporwave. I made it. I made it vaporwave. By hand. I know we all love vaporwave.
Does everyone's metabolism look like that?
She needs to stop gaping. You can be fat, just don't gape at me so much.
Yes. Science. So Sims decided he would take a group of thin people, turn them into fat people just for a little while, and then study them to see if their metabolism changed as a result of the weight gain. But there was only one problem. None of these people could gain enough weight. To start, Sims took 4 college students and asked them to gain
Didn't under those circumstances doesn't mean they cannot.
20%
Come
over
on.
their usual body weight.
Come on.
None of them could do it. Some of them couldn't even gain 10% over their usual body weight, which for a
Didn't is not the same as couldn't.
person who's 120 pounds, that's only 12 pounds. Well, it should be easy, right? Just eat a lot of cake. Wrong. Sims tried again in 1964 with prisoner volunteers.
Did they? Did they? Did they eat a massive calorie surplus consistently?
At the Vermont State Prison. He screened for subjects who had no family history of either fatness or metabolic issues. The men did not find it easy to gain weight, even when doubling their usual intake of food and reducing their activity levels. One subject was able to gain 28 pounds, but only by eating 7,000 calories a day. And when he went back to his original style of eating, he began to lose weight immediately. Another subject was able to gain 20% over his starting weight, which is 30 pounds in someone who started out at 150 pounds, but only by eating 10,000 calories a day. If what everyone weighs is solely determined by what we are and aren't eating.
Not solely. Not solely. What's more important is, are you at a calorie deficit or surplus, which takes metabolism into account? What is this? This is just like, you have to not be dumb enough. How does this cope work on yourself? How does this cope not work on yourself? Like, rather, how do you delude yourself into going, this, therefore, I can't lose weight?
Then why were Dr. Sims' subjects not able to gain weight and gain it easily? In a different study of identical twins, researchers fed the twins an additional 1,000 calories a day over what they should need to maintain their weight. The twins couldn't maintain a higher weight either. What's even more interesting is that while the twins matched each other for amount of weight gained, the amount of weight gained between different sets of identical twins varied from 9 pounds to 29 pounds. Why did some people gain 3 times as much weight on the same amount?
Like, literally just 1 second of thought. Okay, what makes one person gain is going to be different to what makes another person gain. And the rate's going to be different. Yes, people have different metabolisms. That doesn't mean dieting doesn't work, isn't real, can't be done.
Of calories as others. Because of...
You want to know the real crazy shit? The real horrifying shit? What bodybuilders have to eat. And what people who train for strength have to eat. Like actual torture level of calorie input.
What is metabolism? Metabolism is the chemical reactions inside our bodies that keep us alive. We take in energy in the form of food, which our bodies break down.
And it's more like this demonstrates the time it will take you to hit the weight you want will be different between people. This doesn't reflect being able to or not being able to.
To use as fuel. A lot of people have been taught that every individual person's weight is determined based on a calorie balance model. You hear people refer to it all the time when they say calories in, calories out. I'm a very judgmental person. But this model is basically wrong. Or at least it's oversimplified to the point that it's not just useless, it's become actively harmful. Metabolism is anything but simple.
You can gain weight while eating less calories than you expend. Maybe water weight temporarily. Do that forever. Run on a calorie deficit forever. See what happens.
Our weight and our appetites are controlled by a bunch of different hormones. These hormones send signals to the brain, which then sends its own signals, called neurotransmitters, back to the rest of the body. Scientists are still discovering new hormones and neurotransmitters all the time. Every new discovery has the potential to change our understanding of how people's bodies deal with their food. For example, this is a list of metabolism hormones and in control of their own bodies. Like a little person inside their own brain.
Hold up.
You're welcome. A lot of people have this idea that somehow they're fully in control of their own bodies. Like a little person inside their own brain, directing.
Yeah, but Aragast, once you're smaller, you need to decrease the calories, because then you wouldn't be running at a deficit anymore.
It on what to do. But anyone who's ever had the stomach flu or food poisoning should know.
Which seems to be what's being avoided here. What is a deficit and what is surplus can change. It's different between different people, and it can change for you.
That there are definitely times when our thinking brain is absolutely not in control of our bodies. Your body does not know the difference.
Look, that's true. Don't feel embarrassed if you pooped yourself. It's fine.
Between a diet and a famine. And when you diet, your body thinks you could be in danger of starving to death.
This carries an amount of energy, yes? You can literally convert between kilocalories and kilojoules. This little thing that was all over the news is responsible for so much obesity. All these people, when I was a kid, were going, no, I can't lose weight by eating a bunch less, because my body will go into starvation mode, and I'll actually gain weight. This psyoped people so hard.
And if there's one thing your body will fight for, it's to keep you alive. When you drop below your set...
Yeah, Telezak. The cool shit is if you want to measure the calories of food, you just fucking burn it. That's cool. It's fun. I burnt a box of cereal once in school.
At that point, the body has a lot of tricks to basically force you to eat. The attention and reward parts of your brain become way more active. An experiment with subjects who had restricted calorie intake showed that this kind of brain activity was way higher when the subjects were shown pictures of high-calorie versus low-calorie food. When you're dieting, your brain makes high-calorie food look way better to you than it might otherwise. The longer the calorie reduction, the more blood that goes to your cerebellum. Increased blood flow in the cerebellum is linked to hunger and appetite. I also have to tell you that in addition to showing hungry people pictures of cheeseburgers and cauliflower, this experiment also had a group of subjects that either got a milkshake or, for the control group, what they called a, quote, calorie-free tasteless solution that was supposed to feel and taste like spit.
Oh.
Like
Indian food.
spit. Is that a part of my
Unfortunately, that has flavor.
argument? No, it is
I like Indian food. I'm just talking shit, okay?
not. But since I have to know about this spit experiment, now you do too.
Alright.
Another experiment showed that calorie reduction was related.
And what's the conclusion? What's the conclusion of telling us that? It's hard, so you can't do it.
Reduced activity in the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that helps you make decisions, and not immediately.
I'm gonna go on a fucking starvation protest until she deletes her YouTube channel. I know she's not really posting anything anymore. I'm gonna go on a hunger strike.
Act on your impulses. So your brain keeps you fixated on high calorie foods and then throws the brakes away. And it gets worse the longer you struggle to stay below your set point. Also, did you know body fat is a part of your hormonal
True.
system? Body fat makes hormones that control sensations of hunger and feeling full. As you lose body fat, the hunger hormones go up and the feeling full hormones go down. When you diet, your body also tries to conserve fuel
I need to gain weight so I can feel full.
by slowing
Let's
everything
go.
down and using every calorie as efficiently as possible. This slows down your metabolism, and it makes it harder to maintain a weight loss even on the same amount of calories. These changes in hormones
No shit.
and energy usage can last a long time. Studies have shown over a year after stopping the diet, and even when all the weight lost has been regained, hormone and energy use still had not returned to their pre-dieting levels.
Oh.
And now let's turn to the mental health effects. Now
This is the good stuff. Here we go. Haven't had much to say, but the mental health is gonna be. I smell gold. I smell gold.
we're back to talking about Dr. Ansel Keys, a frequent topic of OK2BeFat videos. In the 1940s,
What the
frequent
fuck?
topic of OK2BeFat videos.
Ah, I see.
In the 1940s, Dr. Ansel Keys conducted an experiment into the effects of
Dr.
famine
Incel.
that come to be known as the Minnesota starvation experiment. The men were allowed to eat 1,600 calories a day and also greatly increase their exercise levels. And yes, I know what you're thinking, that is way more calories than most people eat while on a diet. But it's also
I don't think so. That is like a light diet. When people want to lose, when people like feel like they weigh a bit too much and they just want to lose a little bit, they cut down to like 1,800, 1,600 until they hit what they want and then they go back on. That's a pretty normal amount.
way less calories than you actually need. The UN Convention Against Torture
I knew this was gonna be good.
requires that prisoners be fed a minimum of between 2,210 and
Think about why.
3,345 calories a day to prevent torture by withholding food.
Yeah. If someone has full control of you and they put you on a calorie deficit, you start losing weight, you start starving. That's very different to voluntarily, temporarily, in full control of it yourself, able to stop whenever you want, reducing your calorie intake. Very different.
I also just wanted to remind everyone on the left that the George W. Bush administration used the existence of the diet industry in America as the reason why it was totally okay for them to torture prisoners in Guantanamo Bay with starvation. The Minnesota
Critical theory. Let's go. They use that as a justification for torture. Therefore, that like dieting is connected to torture in all its forms. There we go.
starvation experiment subjects became completely obsessed with food. They talked about food. They dreamed about food. they lost interest in anything else. Sound familiar? Anyone who's ever been on a diet or been within 20 feet of someone else on a diet?
My experiences is rough for a while, and then it's just okay. You get into like a diet flow state.
Diet or any kind of calorie restriction? Calorie restrictions
Self-injury discussion.
affected the mental health of one man so badly that he chopped off 3 of his own man so badly.
Wait.
Calorie restrictions affected the mental health of one man so badly that he chopped off 3 of his own.
It was me. It was me.
Fingers with an axe to get out of the experiments.
Oh my fuck! Stop gaping. No, I can't. Not eating tons of sugar, by the way. Not eating tons of sugar, by the way. Holy. I don't think those are fillings. I think fillings aren't normally fucking black. Are they? Even the metal ones, even the old metal ones aren't. Oh no. Oh no. Me too.
Dieting has also been proven with science to be inherently stressful.
You wanna know what's crazy? I did a really unsafe, unhealthy diet that you should not do. But the irony is, this is all being framed as like, dieting's fucking impossible, you know, it's so hard, all you can think about is food. You're destined to fail. I ate 800 calories a day for a long time. Because I was too lazy to do a normal diet. I literally did like a retardedly dangerous diet. Because I was too lazy to like figure out I was just like, here, if I like eat 2 packs of noodles a day, I'm gonna lose weight. I'll take a vitamin. If I eat 2 packs of noodles and have some vitamins, I'm gonna lose weight. There, don't have to think about it anymore. Just do it, and I lost 40 kilograms. And now I eat normally again.
Physically as well as mentally. This study is pretty cool. The researchers took women who wanted to diet, split them into 3 groups. One group restricted.
Because I was like, man, I just want this weight gone. I don't want to have to think about it too much. Bam! Lost it, kept it off. Get fucked.
Their food intake to 1,000.
You just fucking suck. No, 800. I didn't say 100. 800. That's what I was doing, Papanda.
1,200 calories a day and kept detailed food diaries of everything they ate. And one group was given prepackaged food by the researchers, so while the subjects were restricting calories, they didn't have to do any of the mental work of tracking the calories. And there was a control group that wasn't asked to do either. The women's stress levels were measured by tracking how much of the stress hormone cortisol was in their saliva.
I love cortisol.
Which they did by having their subjects chew on a cotton pad until it was totally filled up with spit, and then they tested the spit pads.
You can buy my spit pads on OnlyFans.
Cool.
Are you?
Oh.
Are you feeling stressed now?
They're gonna come out black.
You feel
Chubby
stressed?
bunny. Chubby bunny.
How stressed
Chubby
are you
bunny.
feeling?
That's the game with the
Stress
marshmallows,
level
right?
Increasing? And now?
I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, it was a mistake. I'm never going to be able to eat a marshmallow again.
It turned out that it didn't matter if the subject was
I couldn't eat I'm not insulting you, bunny, okay? I'm sure you're a very lithe rabbit. I couldn't eat marshmallows for years. Because when I was a kid on vacation at Center Parks, I roasted a bunch of marshmallows in the fireplace. And I ate too many and they were too burnt. And I threw up and I threw up and I threw up. And all I could taste all day was like burnt marshmallow vomit. And I couldn't even look at a fucking marshmallow for years without feeling sick.
trying to track calories or not. Restricting calories on its own cause stress. The elevated cortisol levels caused by chronic stress are linked to heart disease, high blood pressure,
Just relax.
diabetes, cancer, and reduced functioning of the immune system. And also, weight gain. Dieting can cause all the problems that are blamed on fatness.
Bitsy Bimbop Diddly Biplum says, Center Park's very posh. I was more a heaven kid. My family was so poor I had to kill myself for vacation. My holiday was a near-death experience where we got to see Christ for a moment.
Which brings me back.
I had a vacation at a haven resort once. I think in Cornwall, just like a little seaside apartment. Those fucking ads. Ooh, haven is a place on earth. Remember that?
To this guy. Your set point is where your weight stays when you don't think about it or do.
I kind of want to go to Center Park's Longleat Forest is where we used to go every year when I was a kid. I kind of want to go there to see if it was like shit. You know when you're a kid and everything seems huge and everything seems amazing, and sometimes you go back as an adult and like the giant pleasure palace was actually just a fucking swing and a metal tube.
Do anything about it. Barring any health or medication issues that can cause weight gain or loss, most people's weight will stabilize once they stop paying so much attention to it. A stable weight can go up or down 15 to 20 pounds without activating the body's defenses against starvation. So when this guy loses 7
Super Meat
pounds
Boy.
around the same time he stopped drinking soda, he's still within his set point. And that experience cannot be extrapolated out to mean that it would be easy for someone to lose half their body weight. The I stopped drinking soda argument is really
It's not really an argument, it's an anecdote.
weird and ridiculous and oh my god, it's so common. But no one should take that seriously. Thin people who say this ridiculous thing are like rich people from rich families who claim they made it
Okay, the privilege of high metabolism.
around. To the people who say, okay, if dieting doesn't work, what am I supposed to do instead? Well, I don't really want to tell you what to do. And I really couldn't, even if I did want to. The kind of health commandments that
Come on.
really sell well on YouTube are not what I do. Because there's no health recommendation that works for absolutely everyone. Some people can't eat many vegetables
Do you have one that will work for anyone?
because they have intestinal issues that make digesting vegetables hard. Some people have physical limitations that make exercising difficult or impossible. It's better to make health goals that work for you and not worry about what other people are doing. You'll have better results if those goals don't have to do with obsessing over your weight or with counting calories. You can decide you want to lift heavier weights and work towards that. And you can decide how many servings of fruits or vegetables you want to eat in a week and work towards that. You can decide to meditate or do stretching exercises.
Meditate?
You can decide you need more sleep.
How many calories do you burn
You
meditating?
probably do. It's really up to you. Generally, choices that work for you will be the ones that make your body feel good. And whatever works for one person may not work for another. And that's really it. It is. That's it. That's all you have to do.
And that
Let's see.
is metabolism.
Nice cat. Nice cat. I want to check something real quick. Bro.
Spectacular scenery and ancient woodland await you at Longleat Forest.
A couple of years, didn't someone die here? This is where I used to go on vacation as a kid.
Situated in the beautiful Longleat estate, it's the perfect escape for nature lovers.
And there were all these like fucking horrifying psychopaths.
with breathtaking views courtesy of the rolling hills and valleys.
Never did anything on that lake.
This is the perfect location for
People are always on the like pedal boats.
Rare 100-year-old giant redwood trees line the village.
Who gives a shit? Can I cut one down? Can I
It's
take
a
one?
good place to explore. So to help you get around, you can take the land train back to
Where's the
lodge.
Wildwater
Climb and
Rapids?
play at the sports plaza. A tropical swimming park.
Spent 99% of all my time in here. Bottom right, the fucking lazy river.
Watch your little ones splash about in Venture Harbor and Venture
You just
Bay,
float
and for
and
the
it drags you
older
around.
ones, the rapids. Your
The
lodge will have-
rapids. Let's go. All right. What else has she got? Got dieting is failure. Her most recent video is called Batman's Nips. Re-examining the male gaze. All right. Let's give it a spin. Let's have a little palate cleanser, something that isn't about fat.
The year is 1997. You are an average movie enjoyer, and you've been looking forward to the new Joel Schumacher movie, Batman and Robin, starring TV's favorite handsome ER doctor man, George Clooney, as
Do you know about his stunt double? Do you know his name? George Clooney.
the latest Batman. But something has gone terribly wrong, for this bat suit is unholy and defiled. This bat suit has nip-nops, and you are afraid. Lives
cut him
and
off.
careers are ruined. Eventually, everything is ruined. The seal of doom has been broken. The worst timeline has begun. We all know this timeless tale, how Joel Schumacher accidentally ended
Okay, this is fucking shit. There's nothing I can do with this. ADHD is fighting anime wizards. Why Our God is an Awesome God sucks. Composition mistakes. Our straight boyfriends allowed at Pride. When diet products go real bad. Harry Potter and fat phobia. Okay.
So, y'all, I have unearthed a memory.
She's gained. She's absolutely gained. This is from 3 years ago. What we were watching was from 5 and 6 years ago.
So, my mama was very susceptible to any of these, like, as seen on TV, dieting implements. And so there was always this garbage just showing up at our house, like the Thigh Master, some little Rocky Horse thing that was supposed to isolate your abs.
The Rocky Horse
special
picture
sit-ups
show.
to something, and they'd always end up in like some room somewhere because they're garbage. But one of the things that she got was like a thing that you put on your stomach, like electrodes. It's supposed to work your muscles.
Yeah, everyone's seen that shit. I think she's juiced.